What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Love After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 9, What's Love Got to Do with It? So let's start off with Chaz and Bronwyn. So we meet Bronwyn's daughter. She's 19 years old. She's a stripper. She looks like Bronwyn. She's very pretty. And it was a little bit shocking to see Bronwyn with a daughter, like an adult daughter, because there's something about Bronwyn that's like very childlike. So to see her with an adult daughter, it was, kind of shocking for me. Anyways, moving on. So Chaz drops them off at the hair salon and she's getting her hair fixed and she's talking about how she herself used to be a stripper as well. We find out that Bronwyn was a stripper for 22 years. And she's also very worried about her daughter being a stripper because Bronwyn believes that stripping is a gateway to drugs and she doesn't want her daughter to follow in her footsteps. Bronwyn also tells us that when she was a stripper, on her really good days, she would make upwards to $3,000 in a day. Can you imagine making that kind of money and now at the age of 40, you have absolutely nothing to show for it? You're married to, this CPA looking guy. You're an ex-con. You're living with your friend's baby daddy. And you have nothing to show for making that kind of money because it probably all went straight to drugs. So I'm trying to think anything else that really stood out for me. So after the hair salon, they go to have lunch, and while they're having lunch, Bronwyn gets a call from an old friend, and I guess the friend wanted to meet up or make arrangements for them to meet up so that Bronwyn can get some stuff out of storage. So the friend is asking her, so what are you up to today? And she says, well, I'm out having lunch with Chaz and my daughter, and I went and I got my hair done. And then Chaz butts in and interrupts the conversation and says, and you got married. And so Bronwyn was like, yes, and I got married. And I don't know what the friend said to that. And so at the end of the conversation, she ends it by saying, I love you. And so Chaz was kind of bothered by that. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I love you too. And so then her daughter steps in and says, well, we're really close with our friends. And so a lot of the times we'll tell them that we love them when we end the conversation. It's really no big deal. Don't put 20 on 10. So Bronwyn was like, I don't really question anything that you do. I don't pry into your life. So I just want you to give me the same respect. And then Chaz tries to act like, I really didn't mean it like that. It's not really like that, but Chaz, your insecurity is showing. And I know that Chaz is worried to death. Like when he goes back to Kentucky without her, he's very worried about, what Bronwyn is going to be doing out of his sight. So when the bill comes for the meal, Chaz's card is declined. And I'm just like, you just paid $600 for her to get her hair fixed, but you don't have $30, $40 to pay for lunch. Where do they do that at, Chaz? So the daughter, Arian, is the one that ends up paying for the meal, but she's like, I didn't come here for this. I wasn't expecting to spend, my own money. And they had a lot of food. I mean, I don't know how much all of this stuff cost, but those plates were full of food. And she wasn't expecting to have to pay for everybody's meal, especially, her mom's husband, And so the daughter's like, now I'm kind of worried about this relationship because if he can't take care of my mom, I don't even know what the hell is going to happen. Bronwyn shares with us that Chaz told her that he does have some financial issues. He still has the student loans to pay off. He still has a mortgage. But then he tells her, but at least I'm not in bankruptcy. Well, Chaz, maybe you do need to file for bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not a bad thing. It's just a way for you to kind of get a restart on your finances. While you're keeping your creditors at bay, you're trying to, start making payments on your debts, getting your stuff together, getting your finances organized. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe that is something that you need to consider. If you're spending $600 on her getting her hair colored, but you can't pay for lunch, there's a disconnect somewhere, Chaz. Don't ever embarrass yourself again like that. Get your affairs together, get your stuff together, and don't you ever embarrass yourself like that because you're out here big balling, shot calling with the, paying for her getting her hair colored, $600 for her to get her hair. Well, she could have gone to Walgreens or Walmart and gotten something in a box. She goes to a hair salon to get it professionally colored, and you have no problem dropping $600 for that, but then you can't pay for lunch, and your wife's daughter is the one that has to pay for your meal. Utterly embarrassing. Don't let that happen again. Taylor and Chance. So Bobby's back. They're trying to do a whole restart. Let's start all over again. We started off on a bad foot. Let's just, refresh. So Taylor wants to have a conversation with Bobby one on one because they really don't see it for each other. They really don't get along. But Taylor now understands that to be good with, I'm sorry, Chance. Chance wants to have a conversation with Bobby because they didn't get off on a good start. He wants to start all over because he knows to be good with Taylor, he's going to have to be good with her sister. There's just no other way around it. So he takes Bobby outside to talk to her, and he basically is very apologetic about how things went down between them. And Bobby's like, yeah, because when you came to our home, you just kind of disrupted everything. We have our routines in place, but you wanted us to just completely rearrange our lives, to satisfy you, to fit your wants and your needs and your schedule. And that's just not going to fly. So Chance says he understands. He came on a little bit too strong. He was a little bit too bossy, and I'm hoping that he's going to tone it down. But I seriously doubt that he will, because I think it's just in his nature to be controlling, because Taylor already told us that he's very controlling. He's very obsessive with her, telling her what to do, wanting to know what she's doing, where are you at, what are you doing, who you're with, one of those very overprotective, possessive type of boyfriends. And so I don't see Chance changing that much, but hopefully he'll try. So then he tells Bobby that he wants to propose to Taylor, and and Bobby's like, you know what, do what you got to do. That's fine. Whatever. You have my blessings, but I've got my good eye on you. Moving on to Lacey and Antoine. So Lacey is trying to control someone who is completely 1,000% uncontrollable. The way that I see Antoine, there's no way he's ever going to be the man that she wants him to be. I don't know if she's expecting him to change and get a job and be responsible and, live up to this image of what she thinks her husband should be. Now, I'm not saying that Antoine cannot turn his life around. I'm pretty sure he can definitely turn his life around. I know that he can get a job, get himself together, and be productive. But I don't think he will ever be the kind of man that Lacey is expecting. Lacey is a big whiner because her biggest issue with Antoine is that he never shows enough appreciation. So she's having lunch or dinner with her sister, and they're talking about Antoine, and she's telling her sister that it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's not, rainbows and roses. It's very difficult because he's the way he is. And so the sister tells her, well, people who come from prison, who've done really long stints in prison, it's hard for them to acclimate back into regular society because they've never had to worry about bills and jobs and all that other stuff. So it's going to be very hard for him to get adjusted. So while they're talking about Antoine, here comes Antoine. He shows up, him and his new tattoo, and Lacey is pissed the hell off when she saw that tattoo on his face. She was like, what is that? And he's like, a tattoo. And she's like, I told you not to put another tattoo on your face. And he's like, I don't give a damn what you said. I'm going to do what I want. And his new tattoo is a WA. I guess it stands for Washington. So Lacey sees this as blatant disrespect to her because she clearly had told him that he couldn't have any more face tattoos. He's a grown man. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do. I cannot stand it when adults try to control other adults. When you are dealing with an adult, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your coworker, whoever the hell it is, you take them as they are. And that's what you deal with. You don't try to change people. He got a tattoo on his face. He didn't break the law. It's not like he's not smoking crack. He got a tattoo on his face. If that's what he wants to do, he can do that. So already the evening is starting off really, really bad. So the sister is asking him, so what are your plans? What are your end goals? And he's like, I don't have any. I live my life day to day. And so then Lacey says, well, I hope that you're not expecting to live off of me and just take from me and not show me any appreciation. And then she says to him, do you know I can find somebody better than you who can appreciate me more than you? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. See how that works out for you. So then for whatever reason, she gets upset and she's like, F you. And then she goes, that's like you telling me. I don't know why she said that or what was going on, but she said something like, that's like you telling me to my face, F you. And he's like, I didn't say that to you. And I don't know if she was trying to touch him or trying to hit him or whatever, but like she reached into his personal space and he was like, back off, fool. And I cannot stand it when a man refers to a female in a name that he will call like his homeboys. Like I said before in my other video, when a guy calls a woman fool, bro, bruh, all that stuff, I absolutely cannot stand it. It's like a big pet peeve of mine. So he's like, back up, fool. I don't know what she was trying to do to him. So the sister then comes in and says, if you do anything to my sister, I'm going to come after you. I don't know how that ended, but the next scene, he's with his mom. He's at his mother's house. He Ubers it to his mother's house because I guess, Lacey was through with him. So he goes to his mother's house and the mom is so happy to see him. She's hugging and kissing all over him. They sit down, they have a conversation, and the mom wants to know, well, how's it going at Lacey's house? And he's like, it's, we're kind of going through some stuff right now. He tells her that, he tells his mom, look, one thing that I don't want you to do is I don't want you to talk crap about me to her, because when you do that, when she gets mad at me, all the stuff that you told her about me, she throws it back in my face. And you're supposed to be my mom and you're supposed to be there for me. So I need you to stop doing that. And so the mom is like, well, I'm just trying to let her know, what she's getting herself into, because the mom wants Lacey to break up with her son. She doesn't want them together at all. The mom even says that she feels like she is competing with Lacey for her son. So the mom then tells Antoine that she's really, really sick. She's got stage 4 cirrhosis. The next step after that is cancer. And that she needs to be put on a list for a liver transplant. But in order for that to happen, she has to be sober. So Antoine tells us that he doesn't think his mom is going to be able to get sober at all. And he doesn't even try to tell her that she needs to stop drinking. It's not good for you, and go through that whole lecturing routine, because he says she's going to do what she's going to do. She's not going to listen to me. And plus, who am I to tell her what to do with her life and her health, when I'm like in the same position that she's in, I guess, with his issues with alcohol, drugs, or whatever. So it is really, really sad. And that was a really sad moment. And then the mom mentions that his exes have been hitting her up looking for him. And so she's like, yeah, your exes are calling me and they want to know what's up with you. Have you talked to any of them? And he says, yeah, he's talked to a couple. And Lacey has no idea. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I've talked to a couple of them. And so the mom was like, you don't need to be doing that. You have a girlfriend. And he's like, I'm just talking to them. Talking isn't cheating. Yeah. And so the mom says that she knows that her son has never been faithful. So we'll see how all of this plays out. Lacey, you're too old. I'm so sorry. I'm older than Lacey, so I can say this. Lacey, you're too damn old to be dealing with this. There comes a point in anybody's life where you're done with the games, you're done with the shenanigans of relationships. When you're a teenager and you're in your 20s, you can go through all of that. When you're a teenage girl and you want to deal with a thug boyfriend and his thug ways and his thug way of life, yeah, that's one thing. It's kind of cute, when you're young and you got all that energy and you don't have real responsibilities. But you get to a certain age as a woman or a man, and you're done with that. You want peace. You want serenity. You want someone that is going to add to your life and not take away. I don't understand how Lacey has not learned that lesson yet. She was married for 20 years. Okay, she was married for 20 years. So she knows a little something about relationships. But she's acting completely brand new with Antoine, of all people. Antoine needs to get his life together. Antoine does not need to be in a relationship. He can be messing with different girls, dating around with different girls, of course. No problem with that. But he doesn't need to be in a relationship, especially with a woman who is expecting so much from him so fast. And then also another thing, it doesn't matter who he's dealing with. Antoine needs it in his head that he needs to get his life together. Unless he makes that decision to get his own life together, there's nothing Lacey can do. There's nothing his mother can do. He's always going to be Antoine in and out of jail. Moving on to Radine and Rick. Okay, so Radine and Rick, the funny part about their little segment was this. They're at I guess like a biker clothing store where you can buy clothing and stuff like that for if you're a biker, jackets, helmets, etc. So they're in there and she's looking at stuff that's like $600. And he says in his confessional that Ray Dean is a Gucci girl. What? Rick, do you know what Gucci is? Ray Dean is a Gucci girl? Okay. I'm not going to go in on Ray Dean too much because look, we all have problems. A lot of people have problems with their teeth. I'm one of them. So I'm not here. I'm not going to go in like that on her. But Gucci girl, she is not. Okay. Gucci girl, she is not. She is straight up Walmart. And this is not even, I'm not even trying to be insulting. She's not Gucci. I don't know what you think Gucci is. That girl is not Gucci. That girl is not Fendi. That girl is not Prada. Okay, she likes a $600 motorcycle jacket. That's not a Gucci girl. If you're spending $12,000 on her, Rick, what is she doing with it? This girl doesn't look like she has $2 in her bank account. So just because you're spending a lot of money on her that she's either using for drugs or that she's passing on to her wife, that does not make her a Gucci girl. So he brings up Kay. I think they're back at home now, at his house. Oh, yeah, they're back at his house. Or well, no, they're not. They are. No, they are. They're somewhere out there. Okay, yeah, they're somewhere out there. So he brings up Kay, and she gets upset. She's like, "I'm so sick and tired of you constantly bringing up Kay," and she tells him, "Don't worry about Kay. Just worry about us, whatever we got going on here. Just be happy with what we have right here, right now. This is all you need to concentrate on. What we got right here, right now. This is all you need to concentrate on. Don't worry about what's going on outside the box." And he just can't let it go. So Ray Dean actually ends up spending the night with Rick. And the next morning they wake up together and they're in the garage. And so he brings up the whole living arrangement thing again. He's like, you know what? It wouldn't be so bad if you moved in here with me. And she's upset about that. So before they can get deep and dirty into the conversation about her living with them, her phone rings. And so he's like, who's that? Who's that? So she goes outside of the garage to take the call, and it's nobody but her dad. And then when she comes back into the garage, he assumes that it was Kay. And so he says something like, oh, is that your pet convict calling you? So when he called Kay a pet convict, Radine lost it. She completely went off on him because she's defending her woman. She's defending her wife. And the worst thing you can do to Radine is to talk crap about Kay. So she tells him, you know what, before I hit you, I'm going to walk away. So Rick, you done crossed the line now. You have completely crossed the line of no return. So she's having a conversation with Ramona. She decides to, leave Rick the hell alone, let him, go collect his thoughts and learn from his mistakes. So she goes to talk to Ramona, and Ramona's like, you know what, girl? I don't really understand what's going on between you and Rick because y'all don't really seem like y'all are in a relationship. And Radine tries to explain herself, explain her situation. Like, I like Rick, I love Rick, or whatever the hell. And Ramona's like, you're not even acting like his girlfriend. You don't even want to be like relationship official by letting him post it online that he's with you. You don't show him any affection. You don't spend any time with him. You're not committed to him in any kind of way. Y'all don't look like that y'all are in any kind of relationship. So Ramona's telling her straight facts. And she says that you've been using my friend for the past 4 years. And Radine is like, you don't know me to tell me something like that. You don't know who the hell I am for you to pass judgment on me like that. And Ramona's like, I'm not passing judgment. She says, I want the best for you. I want you to succeed in life. I'm not passing judgment, but I'm still going to look out for my friend Rick. And I don't think how you're treating him is right. So Ramona completely laid down facts. Obviously, yes, Radine, you are using Rick. He ain't nothing but a trick to you. For the past 4 years, he's been nothing but a trick to you. You are so head over heels in love with Kay. I don't know what the hell you're doing with Rick. I just feel like in my heart and my soul that you are nice to him. You spend time with him whenever you feel like you can get money out of him. But Rick is a little bit smarter than that, because when they were at the bicycle shop, or at the bike, not the bicycle shop, the biker apparel shop, she wanted a $600 jacket. And he was like, and the way she was like, yeah, I want this, as if she just knew he was going to get it. And he was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think you deserve a $600 jacket. So she ended up getting like a $250 jacket. So Rick is a little bit kind of like, I'm not going to be stupid and just, spend all my money on you. He's got his good eye on her, but she is still using him. I truly do believe that. And I think Radine thinks that as long as Kay is in jail, she can play both. She can, whenever she feels like having some Rick in her life, she'll have some Rick in her life. And then when she's tired of him, she's going to go back and FaceTime Kay. So she wants to have the best of both worlds. Rick wants her to be with him and only him, because he feels like he doesn't have to play second fiddle to anybody. You're 1,000% correct, Rick. You don't have to play second fiddle to anybody. Leave Radine the hell alone. Why are you competing with her prison lover? Why? This woman is in prison, locked up behind bars, and you are competing with her. She can't even come out and do anything with Radine, but you're in competition with her. Rick, leave this whole situation. You look like a damn fool. I know that you have feelings for Radine, but you have to call a thing a thing. She doesn't have feelings for you. She's using you. Get the hell out. We'll move it on to Indy and Harry. So I just want to summarize this because I don't want to go step by step, detail by detail. Basically, her mom pops up out of nowhere in Ohio, and she's just banging on that damn door. She's banging that door like a damn bounty hunter. So she comes in, and Indy tells her mom, look, things are not really going so well between me and Harry because blah, blah, blah. We never really spend time together. He's always gone. And I just don't know what to do. So her mom was like, call him and tell him that you want to meet up with them. So she calls him. She's like, hey, can we meet up? I want to talk to you. He's like, sure, whatever. Come get me. So the mom is going to be the one to show up to pick him up. So the mom drives over there, picks him up. He has no idea that it's the mom. He thinks it's Indy. He gets in the car, and the mom turns around, takes down the hood from her head, and he sees the mom there. And he's like, oh, crap. It's about to get very real in here. So the mom wastes no time. She starts driving, and she's just shooting him off with the questions like, what the hell are you doing to my daughter? Who's Terry? Why are you wasting my daughter's time? So on and so forth. The boy can't even respond because those questions are just flying. And so he's trying to say to the mother, when he's able to get a word in, he's trying to explain to the mom, look, I'm not forcing your daughter to do anything. She's the one that wanted to come to Ohio. She's the one that wants to be with me. She's the one that's making all these plans for us. It's not me leading her on. So the mom is like, well, who the hell is Terry? And you're always trying to bring up how Terry's better than Indy because Terry's got this and Terry's got that and she's better than Indy. And you might as well go be with Terry. And he's like, I've never said that. I've never heard Harry say that Terry was better than Indy. I don't recall him ever saying that. Maybe he did, but I missed it. I don't know. But this is my whole thing. Let me just cut to the chase. She ends up kicking him out of her car, leaving him stranded on the side of the road, and he had to just find his way back home. This is my whole point with Indy, her mom, and Harry. Indy, you're a grown woman. You have a kid. Okay? Why do you need your mother to come and do anything for you in this damn relationship? The mother, I understand how the mom could be like, well, someone is doing my daughter wrong. I need to go handle this. I need to go take care of this. But really, mom, you don't. She's a grown woman. You can't handle your own relationships. Now, what was the point of the mother confronting Harry? What do y'all want Harry to do? If Harry were to apologize to Indy, come crawling on hands and knees to Indy and say, look, I messed up. I was a liar. I was a cheater. I led you on. I manipulated you. I made you come all the way to Ohio for nothing. I wasted your time. I did all of that. I'm a horrible, horrible person. I'm so sorry, Indy. Please forgive me. If Harry came to Indy like that, guess what's going to happen? Indy's going to stay with him. And that's what we don't want, Mom. We don't want Indy to stay with Harry. So what do you want Harry to do? It's better for Harry to continue being Harry because now it's the decision has to be made by Indy. You're seeing how your boyfriend is treating you. He doesn't come home. He doesn't spend time with you. So what do you then go back home? Go back to Maryland. What do you want him to do? Because do you want to stay with him because you think he's going to change and be the man of your dreams? That's not going to happen. So let's cross that off the list. So what's the next best thing? You want him to stay with you, or you want to stay with him and he continues to cheat on you and he continues to lie and he continues to do all this, F-boy stuff. Is that what you want? No, you don't want that. So that leaves only option 3. Break up, go back home to Maryland. You boo-hooing, sitting around the house all sad and depressed and wondering where your man is at. Cut that. Your life is too damn short to be wasted like that. Cut that out. Get your daughter, pack your stuff, and go back to Maryland and stop the nonsense. What the mother should have done, instead of driving around with Harry, you should have tricked Indy and act like, Indy, come on, let's go to the store. Go get Coco. We're going to the store. And then headed straight to Maryland. Stop all this nonsense and head straight to Maryland. That's what you should have done. And those handcuffs that you brought with you, I don't know what the hell you were trying to do with those handcuffs. Those handcuffs that you brought, you should have handcuffed Indy's wrist to the damn door handle of that car so she wouldn't jump out and run back to Harry. Take your daughter back to Maryland, Mom, if you really want to do something productive. Neither one of you should be wasting any time with Harry. Harry's always going to do what Harry wants to do. Harry, to him, this is all a game. This is all a game. He has all these women taking care of him. His sisters, his mother, Indy, Terry, the baby mama. All these women are catering to Harry. This is paradise for him. Cut your losses, get your daughter, and go back to Maryland and stop the nonsense. So, yeah, that's all I have to say to Indy. You're wasting your time talking to psychics. Your mom is wasting her time driving all the way down to Ohio. For what? I don't know what y'all want to do. Y'all want him to apologize? Because as soon as Harry apologizes, Indy's going to go back to him. And we're going to be doing this all over again. Moving on to Kayla and Martell. In my last review of Love After Lockup, when I was talking about Kayla and Martell, and I was talking about the part where Kayla, they arrived at the barbershop. Kayla got upset because Martell told her, wait for me in the car. He didn't want her to come into the barbershop with her. She got upset and she drove off. In that review, I said, why did she drive off? She knows she's coming right back. She knows that she's going to come right. She might as well have kept her butt right there in that damn parking lot and waited for that man to come out and stayed in that car like he told her to. And that's exactly what happened. She drove off so fast, tires squeaking, damn near getting into an accident, just to come right back. Why? You should have just stayed there. You weren't going nowhere. So she comes back and she's talking to the producer. So is he in there getting his haircut? What the hell do you think is going on? Yeah, he's in there getting his damn haircut. He went in there, got his haircut, came outside, and guess where she was? Right there where he left her. So he gets inside the car. Once again, she lets him drive the car. I have no idea if this newly released convict or felon or whatever you want to call him even has a driver's license, but she lets him drive the car again. So they're in the car and they just start going at it. They're arguing. She says to him, you made plans to go get your haircut, but you didn't tell me. You don't communicate because I wanted us to go have breakfast and you never told me you wanted to go get your haircut. And she's just going off on him. And he keeps on telling her, lower your voice. Don't talk to me like that. Watch your tone. Watch how you talk to me. So he pulls over and they're just going at it. And so it's just so stupid. It's like, what are y'all even arguing about? You're upset with him because he wanted to get a haircut. Really? Is that really why you're upset with him, girl? Because he didn't tell you that he wanted to get a haircut. And he told her, I don't have to get permission from you to get a haircut. Well, you kind of do if you want her to drive you there. But anyways, that's the problem, girl. You let him drive. If you hadn't let him drive the car, y'all could have been having breakfast together. You let him drive the damn car. So he went wherever the hell he wanted to go. Like, what are you... Kayla, If you wanted to go have breakfast with him that damn bad, anyways, moving on. So she talks about um so he's driving again. He pulled off so they can argue. Then he started driving again. So she's telling him, I'm the one holding it down. I got the apartment. I got the job. I'm paying these bills. I pay for this car that took you to the barbershop. I pay for this car. I do this and I pay for the insurance and I do that. And talking about all this stuff that she's doing, big boss lady, right? Taking care of business. But you let him drive your car. So I don't understand. You're a big boss lady, but as soon as y'all want to go somewhere, you give him the keys. And then he's the one that decides where y'all are going to go and what y'all are going to do for the day. He makes that decision at the end of the day. So next thing I know, she wakes up at a hotel. She went to a hotel because she didn't want to be around him. And she says, she needed time away from him, and because he's on parole and he's paroled at her address, and I guess they have a monitor on him, he has to stay at that address, after a certain time. He has to be at that address. So they got their eyes on him, so he can't go nowhere. So she wakes up at she wasted her money to go to a hotel, and then she just goes right back to her apartment. And they do exactly what I said they were going to do. He was going to apologize. I'm sorry, whatever. But you just need to understand where I'm coming from. Blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, I don't like how you talk to me. And I don't like how you don't communicate. Whatever. They apologize to each other. Next thing you know, they're walking off to the bedroom to go have makeup sex. What was the point of you wasting your money at the hotel? Y'all could have had that conversation. You could have slept on the couch. He slept in the bedroom, whatever. Like, why would you waste your money just to come right back and then you end up sleeping with him? Why would you waste your money on a hotel? That's stupid. This is what they do. And this is what they will forever do. He's going to do something to piss her off. She's going to yell and scream and throw a tantrum. He's going to come back and apologize. And it always happens like she's always the one that ends up like, anyways, they have a fight. One of them leaves. And I get the feeling that he wants that to happen so that he could kind of be free from her for a while, do whatever the hell he wants to do. And then when he's done and he wants to come back home, or when she comes back to the apartment, they apologize, have sex, and we're back all over again. And she falls for it every single time. That's what it seems like. Because I'm not going to believe for a second that when she left to go to that hotel, he didn't call nobody to come over. He just sat there in that apartment all by himself, watching Netflix by himself. I don't think so. There's no way I believe that. There's no way. Somebody came over. Something happened in that apartment. There's just no way that he just sat there by himself all night long while she was at a hotel. No, I don't believe it. This is all so crazy. Anyway, that is my review of Love After Lockup. Thank you so much for joining me if you made it this far. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you liked this content, please don't forget to subscribe. If you didn't like it, don't worry about it. But thank you for stopping by anyway. And I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.